Coming up tonight on Murrow News 8, see how you can help out the members of the Pullman community during the start of the holiday season.
And Cody Callanan stops by Village Center Cinemas to check out what new movies will hit the screens and when.
Also, Taylor Graham laces up her skates and visits Spokane's Riverfront Park Ice Palace. Those stories and more tonight on Murrow News 8.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Nicole Clements.
And I'm Brooklyn Cardidi. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanksgiving break is right around the corner, and many of us are looking forward to spending time with our families and filling our plates with turkey, stuffing, and many other holiday favorites. Unfortunately, some families can't afford these Thanksgiving staples. Murrow News 8 reporter Amber Rushbashan stopped by the Community Action Center to see what they're doing for Whitman County this holiday season.
Thanksgiving is a time for family and friends to gather around the table and enjoy delicious food and great conversation. But many people living in poverty often feel anxious around the holidays in fear they cannot afford the amount of food society deems necessary. Whitman County has the highest poverty rate in all of Washington State. Community food banks are needed now more than ever. The Community Action Center Food Bank here in Pullman offers fresh, boxed, and canned food to any Whitman County resident in need. Food and Nutrition Director Joe Astorino says operations change when the holidays roll around.
Holidays are a time when unfortunately, inequality and poverty sometimes are the worst to experience because there's these scenes of everyone having lots of food and happy families and this kind of thing. And so if you're not experiencing that, it can be pretty rough. And so we want to make sure we address those needs as well.
Imagine what your Thanksgiving celebration would be like without your favorite dish. Most of the items that go into that meal can be donated to your local food bank. Things like stuffing, cranberry sauce, potatoes, yams, and pies can all be donated this holiday season. In addition, the Action Center works to make fresh food more accessible.
So we obviously host a food bank twice a week, but on top of that, we have a garden program that works to provide fresh food as often as we can. And within that, we grow leafy greens hydroponically, so that extends our growing season all winter. So that's exciting.
Indoor hydroponic gardens rely solely on water and light. This way, you won't have to plant seeds in soil and hope the current weather conditions don't ruin your crop. This cuts the cost of traditional gardening significantly. The food pantry is supplied solely by donations. However, larger organizations and government groups occasionally lend a helping hand. Volunteer Suzanne St. Pierre explains the donation process.
Products that come in are from Second Harvest, so they're commodity, or I don't even remember what they call it, TFAP. So it's a government program that, you know, like all this last rack here on the end with the tomato, and corn and such. A lot of our products come from donations. We can buy food, but we generally don't have to. It's a really quite generous community effort.
Before you head back home to celebrate your loved ones, don't forget about your Cougar family here in the Palouse. Stop by the Community Action Center and donate your favorite Thanksgiving meal today. Reporting from Murrow News 8, I'm Amber Ruspashon.
Thank you, Amber. 2 WSU alumni are planning a community meal the night before Thanksgiving. Wade Hogg and Heather Cotton have decided to organize a Thanksgiving meal on Wednesday, November 23rd at Banyans on the Ridge that will feed up to 400 members of the Pullman community who otherwise aren't able to enjoy a hot festive meal. Diners will get to choose between turkey, ham, or prime rib as their main entree. Dinner will get underway at 5:30.
Spokane's Riverfront Park has turned into a winter wonderland this holiday season, and Murrow News 8's Taylor Graham went to check out the fun for all ages.
If you're over 4 feet tall and looking for a spin on your daily routine, you may want to check out Spokane's Loof Carousel in Riverfront Park. The 54 horses, 1 giraffe, 1 tiger, and 2 benches are all original, dating back to 1909. It's been estimated that over 23.5 million riders have hopped on, and the historic attraction has kids like Marie
Why do you love coming to the carousel?
Because it's fun.
Just across the way is the Ice Palace. Yes, that's right, a palace. For $7, you can rent a pair of skates, lace up, and hit the rink. In addition to the sky ride over the falls, mini golf, and more, the skating rink allows those young and old to feel like a kid. Just ask Nora.
I can go backwards like. I can't do any tricks.
So,
Whether it's riding on a carousel or ice skating, Riverfront Park in Spokane has something fun for everyone. Reporting for Murrow News 8, I'm Taylor Graham.
As fun as ice skating sounds, some of us prefer indoor activities during these cold months. I would know, I'm from California. But fortunately, the end of November is a great time to head to the cinema, as many of the season's top blockbuster movies hit the theaters. Murrow News 8's Cody Callanan did just that and previews what's coming to a screen near you.
November has generally been a pretty big month for movie releases, and this year is no different. Here's a look at some of the movies you might want to go see.
What if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
Released in theaters November 4th, Marvel's Doctor Strange has been doing very well. No big surprise there. With dazzling special effects and great source material, it's currently sitting at an impressive 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You're at the top of everyone's list when it comes to translations.
Priority 1. What do they want? Where are they from? You'll be reporting to me, but you'll be working with him when you're in the show.
That's what they call him, the UFO.
More recently released on November 11th, Arrival is also getting pretty good reviews. This sci-fi drama mystery starring many recognizable faces is sitting at 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Definitely one to watch.
Yesterday, a wizard entered New York with a case. A case full of magical creatures. And unfortunately, some have escaped.
If you're a fan of the Harry Potter universe, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is releasing today. With a glimpse at wizardry in a time before Harry, it's sitting pretty healthily at 85% on the tomato meter. Definitely not a bad one to go see with the entire family.
First, we've got to go through a whole ocean of bad. Kakamora.
And don't forget Disney's Moana is in theaters November 23rd. It may be a bit too early to tell, but reviews so far give this movie 100% on the tomato meter. And with Disney's reputation for animated films, I can't imagine that Moana will be too far off the mark. From the already showing Doctor Strange to Disney's Moana, which is released later next week, there are plenty of options if you want to go see a movie this Thanksgiving break. And if you're sticking around in Pullman, the Village Center Cinemas might have what you want to see. All 4 of the movies you just got a glimpse of will be screening at the Village Center Cinemas over the break. But if you were hoping for the entire theater to yourself, with numerous students traveling back home, manager Adrian Gonzalez says you won't be alone.
So Thanksgiving and actually Christmas are actually the 2 busiest days that we have here at the movie theater. So we get a lot of people, I mean, not just the Pullman community, but we also get people from all over Moscow, Palouse.
With all that expected business, you might want to buy your tickets and popcorn early before they run out. I know I will, because there are plenty of great movies coming out this holiday season. So if you're bored sitting at home, perhaps take a trip to the cinemas. I'm Cody Callanan, Murrow News 8.
Thanks, Cody. Now, Black Friday can get crazy, but in recent years, many businesses have shut their doors for Thanksgiving so their employees can enjoy the holiday. Thanksgiving sales plunged 44% last year, and research says it will likely drop again this year. Shoppers can use websites on Thursday and still hit the stores for Black Friday.
Some people can't wait for the Thanksgiving holiday, while others might dread spending hours in the kitchen. If you're wanting a stress-free vacation, hopefully you aren't traveling through any of the top 3 worst airports to travel in during the holiday season. Newark Liberty International comes in 3rd with 20% of flights delayed. 2nd is Chicago Midway Airport with 22% of flight delays. And number 1, Akron Canton Regional with 23% of flights delayed for an average of 18 minutes. Most students will be leaving Pullman over the weekend to head home for Thanksgiving break, which means more cars on the road. That, combined with the wet weather we're having, can be a dangerous combination.
Coming up after the break, Kyla Emmy has your 5-day forecast and a look at the mountain pass conditions. Don't go anywhere.
No more pencils, no more books, no more tea. teacher's dirty look. School's out for summer. School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place. To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Well, Brooklyn, I know I'm certainly ready for Thanksgiving break. How about yourself?
Absolutely, but driving home through the mountains can be a little scary during this time of year. Kyla, what kind of weather can we expect for the commute back to the west side?
Well, you guys, I can tell you there's a 100% chance of sweater weather, but before we look ahead, let's look at what we had today. Today was pretty chilly. We were a little bit above average today at 46, but we started pretty chilly in the low 30s. We did slowly rise though to our high of 46, and right now we're hanging around 40, which is where we're gonna be overnight. Let's go ahead and look into tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be much of the same, but we're going to be starting a little bit warmer in the mid 40s. There is going to be a possible chance of showers tomorrow though, so be careful as you're driving home to Spokane or to the west side. So let's go ahead and look at the whole state of Washington as it was today. It was pretty similar across the board. As you can see on the east side though, it was hanging around the mid 40s, even down to the low 30s. Pretty chilly and a little bit of showers through the day, but manageable, I would say. If you look at the west side, I'd say they had the heat advantage, so to say. It was a little bit warmer, but they did have more showers throughout the day, and it was a little bit more cloudy. We'll go ahead and look at the 5-day forecast and what to look forward to the next week. It is going to be heating up into the weekend, not in the 80s, although I wish. We do have showers coming in on Sunday and the clouds sticking around until a light snow on Wednesday. But don't worry if you're going to be here for the Apple Cup, because it will just be partly cloudy. You shouldn't have to worry about the rain or snow. But if you are a skier, you will be looking forward to Friday, because we have several snow resorts starting to open starting on the 25th. We've got Mission Ridge opening on that Friday, Stevens Pass following shortly behind on that Saturday. And a week after, you can look forward to Schweitzer Mountain opening on December 2nd, and the summit at Snoqualmie opening the following week on December 9. Speaking of Snoqualmie, let's go ahead and look at the traffic cam on I-90 going through Snoqualmie Pass. It's been pretty wet today with all the showers, but tonight that rain will start to mix with snow. This will make for a bit of a slippery commute, but the Department of Transportation is not requiring snow tires or chains quite yet. That's all the weather I have for you, taking you into Thanksgiving break. But coming up next, Taylor Graham sits down with Daily Evergreen reporter Nick Thomas to preview the next week's Apple Cup. You won't want to miss it.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Then, we went on Thunder Shark 3 times.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Good evening, I'm Keelan King giving you the latest in the sports world. Las Vegas is preparing to welcome its first professional sports team, and on Tuesday, the NHL's 31st franchise will unveil its name, logo, and color scheme. Owner Bill Foley and General Manager George McPhee will reveal the design on Tuesday at the T-Mobile Arena, built right off the Las Vegas Strip, where the team will play its home games. Foley has announced that the name will incorporate the word Knights and is considering the options of Golden Knights, Silver Knights, and Desert Knights. The Washington State men's basketball team is off to a 2-0 start to the season and faces the Creighton Blue Jays tonight at the Paradise Jam tournament in the Virgin Islands. Murrow News 8's Trevor Williams is at the tournament, and yesterday he previewed WSU's first round matchups for us.
Hey guys, I'm down here in beautiful St. Thomas, and the Washington State Cougars getting ready to kick off the Paradise Jam. It's tipping tomorrow. The Cougars practicing tonight here at the University of Virgin Islands Sports and Fitness Center. They got a tough test tomorrow, taking on number 22 Creighton, who just came off a win over number 9 Wisconsin. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how the tournament plays out. Cougars are ready to rock and roll. They'll be guaranteed 3 games down here in the islands, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Starting up on Friday and ends on Monday through the championship round.
We are less than a week away from the Apple Cup, as both Washington and Washington State are fighting to win to the Pac-12 North and play in the championship game next month. Some are calling it the biggest Apple Cup of all time. Right now, Taylor Graham is joined by a special guest to talk Cougar and Husky football. Taylor?
That's right, Kaylin. I'm joined now by the Daily Evergreen's Nick Thomas to talk all things Apple Cup. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Before we get to the game, I'd like to talk rankings with you. The latest college football playoff rankings just came out. Huskies at number 6, Cougs only moved up 1 spot, number 22, after a big win this past weekend. What are your thoughts on those?
I'm actually surprised Washington's still so high, because earlier in the year they were ranked behind Texas A&M, who had more losses than they did at the time. So I'm kind of surprised they only fell 1 spot. The Cougars, I think they should have been higher, especially with Stanford moving into the top 25. But I think if they can beat Colorado, they'll move up.
Right, exactly. So normally with the Apple Cup, there's only bragging rights on the line. There's not so much at stake as much as there is this year. This year, a berth to the Pac-12 championship game is on the line. When was the last time the Apple Cup meant this much to both teams?
In 2008, the Huskies went 0-12 because of the Apple Cup, but take that as you will. In 2002, the Cougars were denied a perfect conference season by a loss to the Huskies in the Apple Cup. So I think that was probably the last time, and they might have even made the national championship that year as well, had they won that game, but that was probably the last big Apple Cup.
Right, and the Cougs undefeated in Pac-12 play so far, so hopefully history doesn't repeat itself there and the Huskies don't spoil that again for us this year. And, you know, who would have thought after an 0-2 season start, losing to Eastern and Boise State, that WSU would be in this position right now? 8-game win streak. What do you think changed for the Cougs after the 0-2 start?
So I believe it was after the Boise State game, Coach Mike Leach called out the team's effort. I believe that was after the Boise State game.
The JC softball team comment?
Yeah, that comment. And I think that did do a lot. I think that helped refocus the team. If you listen to any of their quotes, they've been saying, we just got to do our jobs, stuff like that. I think they've been really focused. And then the ground game definitely came alive after that game. I think they went 200 yards against Idaho, and the backs have been really successful this year. They've got 2,200 yards combined rushing and passing on the season.
Okay, and as we look to the Apple Cup, what do you think are some key matchups that we can look out for? You know, we've got air raid with the Cougs. The Huskies have a really strong defense. Do you think that's going to come into play? And kind of more one-on-one matchups that we're going to see?
I think it'll be a very interesting game to watch, the dynamic. John Ross is a very good receiver, and him versus the WSU secondary is going to be a very good thing to watch. And then last week when the Huskies lost, it was a game that was won in the trenches by USC, and I think that is going to be a very, very important matchup, is defensive line versus offensive line on both sides of the ball.
And just really quick, prediction for the game, score, what do you think?
Low scoring, I'm going to say 28-24, Cougars come out on top.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Back to you in the studio.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
Wow! I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Thanksgiving is almost here, and Washington State University students had the opportunity to experience it early and share it with people they hold close to their hearts. I was able to dive in deeper and see how this experience with food made Thanksgiving more meaningful.
About Thanksgiving is spending time with family.
Probably the family time, and me and my brother and friends like to go bowling after, just kind of a tradition.
My favorite part of Thanksgiving is food. Definitely spending time with family. We usually travel a lot during Thanksgiving, and this year we're going to the Bahamas for Thanksgiving, so it's going to be an exciting year.
Thanksgiving isn't known for just the family time and great deals you get on shopping, but also for the amazing food. A cooking class at Washington State University dove into cooking this holiday's favorite foods. From eclairs and pumpkin pies to homemade stuffing and mashed potatoes, they made everything you could ever look forward to in your Thanksgiving meal. Ray Williams is a student a part of the class, and he explains why he enjoys it so much.
I love to cook and I love to eat, and I felt like killing 2 birds with 1 stone because I get to cook every single day or every single lap, and then I get to eat it. So I felt like that's a win-win situation for me.
These students have made far more than just these beautifully glazed chickens for their Thanksgiving feast. But this dinner brought in something special. Even though Thanksgiving may not be your favorite holiday, we can all agree that the food definitely brings people together. And that's exactly what this dinner allowed. Students were allowed to bring in someone to share this special feast with. Whether it was someone they called their girlfriend or boyfriend, or maybe their best friend. That's definitely what Thanksgiving is all about. Bringing your loved ones together to appreciate the times you've had is something this class realized was such an important part of making your traditional Thanksgiving meal. Joining us now is Ray Williams. First, I wanted to say thank you for letting me join you in that class.
Yeah, no
it was
problem.
very fun.
It was my pleasure.
Got a lot of food. So I see you brought us a little meal.
I
and
did.
So you kind of explain us what that is, why it's your favorite meal, and we can go into it a little.
I brought you guys some fried chicken, actually.
Ooh,
I know it's not traditional Thanksgiving food, but I just thought fried chicken can really go with just about anything. Yeah.
I've never had fried chicken.
I'm actually really surprised to hear that, as a matter of fact.
Yours looks great, though.
You should try some. Go for it. Right here. This is a drumstick favorite. This is my favorite. Go for
cold,
it.
It's really cold.
Go ahead.
It's really cold.
It won't
take a bite. Take a bite.
From the flavor, I promise.
I'm sure it's great.
I could.
So
Come on.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Huh?
It's different from like turkey
texture,
and stuffing, but okay.
Yeah. So how do you make this? What's kind of in it, and where do you go from there?
It's actually quite unique, the process in making it. What I do is I have my raw chicken, chicken breast, drumsticks, thighs, and I boil it first. so it gets the outside of the skin really hard and crispy. Not so much crispy, but after that, I will dip it in some milk and teriyaki sauce.
Ooh. That's
in
what I
order to
taste,
coat it,
yeah.
and then I will put it in the flour, and then from there I'll season it, and then I just fry it from that point. And the skin is really, really, really crispy because of that milk will bring out that content in the skin, and it's impeccable. It's amazing.
It's an art.
Yeah,
It
beautiful.
is an art. Cooking is an art.
Yeah.
Culinary art. You know?
Magical friendship.
Thank you so much, Ray. We really appreciate you being
thank
here.
You guys.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Now, while Thanksgiving dinner is something that most look forward to, it certainly isn't on a college student budget. Fortunately, one smartphone app helps students find their best bang for their buck when thinking about their next meal. Murrow News 8's Kaylin King investigates Hooked, the #1 college food and drink phone app in the nation. Do I have
that college students love food, especially when they don't have to cook it themselves. But adding a coupon to the picture is a whole different story. Hooked is a free mobile app that helps students choose where to eat, drink, and socialize for a decent price or even free. The app partners with multiple restaurants and bars and offers time-sensitive deals for each event. It has reached 35 U.S. college markets, one of them being Washington State University. College students aren't the only ones benefiting from these deals. Businesses are gaining more attention as well.
The marketing events are usually a great way for businesses to get their name out there. Each marketing event we start to see a lot more students using the Hooked app, especially at that business right after the event. It's also a great way for that business to say thank you to the community and to those college students because they're always looking for a great deal, and so the business has a free bagel sandwich, which is a great offer. Those college students might come back later on.
College students running on a tight budget is normal in today's world. As tuition costs rise and student loan debt increases, it's no surprise that college students are looking to save a quick buck. What may be a surprise is the extent to which college students rely on discounts to save money.
A survey was done by the University Network's 2012 and revealed that 73% of students say they look for restaurant deals frequently, 56% of students said that they use some sort of discount multiple times each month, and 91% said that they would try new local businesses solely because they offered a student discount. And that's exactly what happened when Hooked had its National Free Food Event Day in Pullman. Bagels and Bottles partnered up with the app and gave everyone free bagel sandwiches. So far, the app has reached over 250,000 downloads and partnered with 1,200 restaurants nationwide. And that number will continue to grow as long as college students are around. In Pullman, I'm Kaylin King, Murrow News 8.
Well, Nicole, I can certainly see why college students are hooked on the app.
Definitely. I just got it, and it's a lifesaver. We're going to take a quick break, but we will have more ways to save coming up.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it. Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
To many, Thanksgiving opens the floodgates for Christmas shopping, and we checked out popular stores like Best Buy and found these Black Friday steals. It's looking like tech gadgets will be snatched off the shelves, and on Cyber Monday, prices will drop at Walmart for gifts like drones and pressure cookers.
That sounds like a fun Black Friday to me.
I know. I'm typically not able to make it out the door that early to shop, but
yeah, definitely.
some can.
Well, thank you. That's all the news we have for you tonight. Have a great Thanksgiving break.